Right, so West Ham won, Man United won, and that was by far the worst performance under Carrick. That was absolutely dreadful. But there's positives to take from that. We didn't lose. It took 95, 96 minutes. I think it was 95 minutes to do it, but we finally scored and we avoid defeat. The only problem is we didn't win five in a row, which means United Strand, which this game was all about, doesn't get to cut his hair. And you know what? Considering how big that got, I'd say that was on the players' minds as well. On top of that, not blaming them, just saying it was something extra. But it felt like, well, one the players were out of ideas, but I also think that Nuno's tactics here for West Ham were absolutely incredible. I also think that United played into it a little bit, which doesn't fair. It doesn't really help. And I was pissed off watching it. I was pretty annoyed. Might have shouted at the TV once or twice. I know, I'm trying to think of a nice way to explain that game other than shite or shit. I thought Fernandez was hiding a lot in that game, and I'm pretty sure we only had what, four shots, maybe five. Ahmad at the end there, rather than passing, he should have just hit it. Just hit it. No one's gonna complain to you about being greedy there. Sesko being marked by three fucking people, for fuck's sake. If only he shot. You never know if that had gone in. I still would have been saying the same thing, except rather than a draw, you got a win when you were playing absolutely dreadful, fantastic. But in this case, a draw. Fantastic finish by Sesko. That is incredible. When I was watching the replay, I didn't even know how he scored it. It was actually fantastic. But, I believe it was Souček that scored the first goal for West Ham. I actually missed that. I missed the first 5 minutes of the second half. So when I came back, it was 1-0. And I was, oh boy. Well, United created nothing. There was absolutely nothing up front. Even when Sesko came on, there's still nothing. Xerxes, Jesus Christ, he was terrible when he came on as well. In fact, you know what? We're going to go through the 11. I already have my thoughts on the game, but shit. There was nothing up top. Didn't create anything. Absolutely woeful. Now, we do manage to get fourth, actually, because I always skip the table part when I'm doing this. So we're going to do the table now, then I'll go through the players. We're fourth, barely, by a point. We could have been temporarily third, but of course, as usual, the United players just can't handle it. And United's title race is over. Well, it lasted 4 games, and then it just ended. Fantastic. We need Liverpool to lose tomorrow, and I can't remember who they're playing. Who are they playing? Sunderland? I think it's Sunderland they're playing. Yeah, not good. Not good. Anyway, we'll go into the match, and I'll complain about these players. So Lamens I thought was fine. Nothing really to say about him. I thought he's very controlled. So, but usually we don't really have anything negative to say about Lamens. I think he made one error against Brighton. I think that was it. Other than that, I don't think there's a point in complaining about him. Delo shite, but we know he is. Like this isn't new. I haven't been saying like he has played better under Carrick. Even in this game, he was better than he has been under Amarim. But I suppose he has actually been played as a right back rather than a wing back. So yeah, he got an unnecessary yellow, I think. But besides that, he's fine. Maguire got injured, but he seemed to be alright. I actually thought Maguire was quite decent in this game. It's just unfortunate nothing happened. Martinez, I thought was okay as well. Now, the centre backs got a lot of the ball in this game because the ball just kept going fucking backwards non stop. None of the midfielders were really available. An awful lot of the time they were getting marked or pressed constantly. I think Fernandez should have dropped back, but we'll get to him. Shaw, I thought he done okay, but I mean, I think West Ham wanted United to cross the ball into the box and they kept doing it for nothing, and some of the crosses were fucking shocking. But Shaw done okay. He done better than Delo anyway. Not that hard. Casemiro scored a goal offside, but the offside rule is a bit annoying. And I know this favoured United against Fulham. I'm not saying that this, and I say like they're being consistent about it. But his kneecap was offside. But then they showed the barrier for the West Ham player was here. Am I showing it on the screen? It's like here rather than up here, or his whole arm being the barrier for what's offside, what's onside. So I don't know where the actual marker is on the player. And it was the same against Fulham. I think it was... Oh, who was the Fulham player? Was it Jimenez? No, it was one of their wingers, I think it was. I was like, his finger was fucking offside, which I think is stupid. I think that goal should have stood. But anyway. Anyway, so I thought he was okay. He couldn't do much, but he had some good moments. Mainu was okay. Again, I'm gonna say okay. No one's been good. Everyone was okay. The team struggles to break down this low block, and I thought Mainu would be the one to do it, but he didn't. Unfortunately, Ahmad pretty dull. Really, in fact, incredibly dull. And Buemo got an assist for Sesko's goal, but he had to track back a lot. The amount of times I saw this guy at right back, I was like, what the fuck is going on with this team? Fernandez, he was hiding. Absolutely hidden in this game. He should have been dropping back. He should have been the one that was dropping back to the halfway line with the centre backs to go and pass the ball or collect the ball off the centre backs and move it around. Rather, he was pushing up higher and higher towards the striker area. No, he should have been the one that came back to make stuff happen. Cunha, not the game for him. He was pretty much useless in this game, which it's not really an insult to him because West Ham's game plan was fantastic. Like United played into it as well. They didn't help themselves. I think Sesko probably should have started this game. If I was doing this team, I would have put Masraoui on instead of Delo. I probably would have tried Ugarte or one of the Fletcher kids and just give Casemiro a break in this game. This would have been one of the games where I just rest Casemiro. No, not that he was a problem, he wasn't. I would have had in Buemo where Dallo is, I would have had Sesko up top and just keep Cunha out on the left. Well, obviously Fernandez in the middle. That would have been what I would have tried to do in this game. But I can understand why Carrick kept the same team. You know, we were doing well. The team was, proven that it was able to come back from a tough situation, and just this time they couldn't do it. Well, I suppose they technically did if they got a draw, but you want to be winning these games. Anyway, there was subs that came on, which was Euro, whatever. Like he done what he had to do. Good block towards the end from Callum Wilson. It was actually fantastic coverage there. Xerxes, shite, useless. Please just get rid of this guy. Like he's not a footballer. He's a YouTube Shorts footballer, if that makes sense. He's just like a quick couple of second clip of some fancy trick, and then that's it. He done a stupid flick in which I think it was Adamatore nearly scored a second for West Ham. Stupid from him. Sesko came on. He started off pretty shit, and then he got the equaliser with a fantastic finish, world class finish actually. Such a shame that he wasn't doing much before that. But yeah, I'm looking at One Football here. If it's gonna show, it's given him an 8.6. I disagree. I think he should be maybe a 6, maybe a 6.5. I think some of these ratings are actually incredibly high. Like Fernandez an 8.1. Why? He was shit. He was absolute dog shit. He was one of the worst players on the pitch, other than Delo and Ahmad. He was absolutely dreadful. But apparently here, him and Shaw were the best players. Bollocks. Credit to West Ham. They done what they needed to do. Fantastic game plan. They are now 2 points off Nottingham Forest, who are 17th. So that would put them out of the relegation zone. But I think they're playing Forest next week, aren't they? Maybe. I know Forest are playing Wolves tomorrow, I think. So that could be a game to watch. But anyway, right, I'm just going to stop here. It's late. I've got work tomorrow. I don't want to try to forget about what I just saw because that was fucking terrible. But we didn't lose. Carrick's yet to lose, and we should have lost that game. Anyway, disaster averted.